how sudden mood swings can secretly destroy your relationships. Imagine this: you wake up feeling great, but by midday something small irritates you. A missed text, a slight inconvenience, or a misunderstood comment. Your tone shifts, your words become sharp, and the atmosphere between you and your friend instantly changes. You don't even realize it, but your sudden mood swing has just planted a seed of emotional distance. This happens every day in relationships. Small, unintentional emotional shifts that over time erode trust, intimacy, and connection. The worst part? Most people don't even recognize it until it's too late. If you've ever lost a friend, ruined a romantic connection, or felt distant from family without fully understanding why, this might be the reason. Today, we'll uncover how mood swings silently destroy relationships, and more importantly, how you can stop this from happening before it's too late. Mood swings don't just affect you, they affect everyone around you. A single moment of frustration, left unchecked, can make your partner feel unappreciated. A short-tempered response can make a friend feel undervalued. Over time, these moments accumulate, turning love into resentment, trust into suspicion, and joy into discomfort. It's not just about having emotions. It's about how you manage them. Think about it. How many relationships have suffered, not because of major betrayals, but because of repeated moments of unregulated emotions? Mood swings are often caused by stress, lack of self-awareness, past trauma, or even unhealthy lifestyle habits. If you're constantly experiencing emotional highs and lows, it might be because of unresolved personal struggles, external pressures from work, finances, or social expectations, lack of emotional discipline and self-awareness. Identifying these triggers is the first step to taking back control. Mood swings are often an unseen relationship killer, silently affecting the dynamics between people. While many individuals are aware of their outward actions, they are often unaware of the subtle yet powerful emotional shifts that can occur in moments of stress, frustration, or disappointment. These shifts, when not properly managed, can cause irreparable damage to the most important relationships in your life. The emotional volatility triggered by mood swings can easily lead to misunderstandings and hurt feelings. What may seem like a brief moment of irritability can often linger far beyond the initial incident, creating tension, doubt, and insecurity. In a relationship, whether it's with a partner, friend, family member, or colleague, trust and emotional connection are fundamental to its success. However, when sudden mood swings take over, they create a sense of unpredictability and emotional inconsistency. This inconsistency becomes a source of confusion and frustration for others who may not fully understand the reason behind the shift. If one partner is frequently unpredictable in their emotions, it may lead the other to feel uncertain or even unsafe, unsure of what kind of mood to expect from one interaction to the next. Mood swings disrupt the flow of communication, making it more challenging to resolve conflicts in a constructive manner. Instead of calmly discussing an issue, one might lash out or withdraw, creating a cycle of emotional distance. Over time, this can lead to a breakdown in communication and trust. What starts as a small disagreement can escalate into a major issue because neither party feels understood or supported. The emotional volatility caused by mood swings doesn't just create conflict in the moment, it erodes the foundation of a relationship over time. Relationships thrive on mutual respect, understanding, and stability. Without these core elements, any bond becomes fragile. The constant unpredictability introduced by mood swings, while often unnoticed in the beginning, builds up and wears down the emotional connection between individuals, leading to disconnection, frustration, and in some cases, permanent separation. Recognizing and addressing mood swings is essential to preserving healthy, strong, and lasting relationships. The ripple effect caused by mood swings can have a far-reaching impact on the dynamics of a relationship. When a person experiences a sudden shift in their emotional state, it doesn't just affect them, it spreads out and influences those around them. This chain reaction often begins with a seemingly minor trigger, but it grows into something far bigger, creating emotional turbulence in a relationship. What may start as a small irritation or frustration can quickly escalate, making the people around you feel uncomfortable, confused, or even hurt. The subtle nature of this ripple effect means that the person experiencing the mood swing may not even realize the depth of the damage they've caused. One harsh word, a cold silence, or an outburst of anger can leave lasting scars on the emotional fabric of a relationship. Over time, these repeated moments of emotional volatility wear down the trust and emotional connection between two people. The partner who is on the receiving end of these mood swings may start to withdraw, feeling unappreciated, unloved, or misunderstood. What was once a harmonious relationship can begin to feel like a constant cycle of tension and unease. This ripple effect also affects the person who is experiencing the mood swing. Often mood swings are a result of underlying stress or frustration, and the individual may not realize how their emotional outbursts are making others feel. They might lash out in the moment, only to feel guilty or regretful afterward, creating an emotional roller coaster for themselves and for those around them. The constant emotional up and down can lead to feelings of shame, guilt, and confusion, making it even harder to repair the damage done in the aftermath. When these patterns continue unchecked, they can lead to emotional exhaustion for both parties involved. Relationships thrive on stability, communication, and understanding. However, when emotional swings become a regular occurrence, both individuals are left struggling to keep their emotional balance intact. Over time, the relationship becomes a battleground for unresolved feelings and unspoken frustrations, and the original emotional connection begins to fade. The ripple effect, small at first, gradually becomes an overwhelming force that threatens to erode the bond between two people, often leaving irreparable damage in its wake. The power of emotional stability in relationships cannot be overstated. When individuals learn to manage their emotions effectively, they lay the foundation for stronger, healthier connections with others. Emotional stability creates an environment of trust and consistency, which is crucial for any meaningful relationship. The ability to respond calmly and thoughtfully, rather than reacting impulsively to every emotional trigger, promotes a sense of security and emotional safety for everyone involved. Partners, friends, or family members who feel secure in each other's emotional responses are more likely to communicate openly and resolve conflicts in a productive way. Emotional stability is not about suppressing emotions or pretending that everything is okay when it's not. Rather, it's about understanding one's emotional triggers and learning how to manage them in a healthy manner. For example, when faced with frustration, instead of lashing out, an emotionally stable person might take a step back to process their feelings and approach the situation with a clearer mind. This ability to remain calm in difficult situations helps to avoid unnecessary escalation, giving both parties the space they need to express themselves without fear of judgment or sudden emotional reactions. Emotional stability fosters greater empathy and understanding. When individuals are able to regulate their emotions, they can better understand and respond to the emotions of others. This creates a deeper level of connection as people begin to feel heard and validated in their feelings. In relationships where both individuals are emotionally stable, the foundation for mutual respect and trust grows stronger as both parties can rely on one another to handle their emotions in a mature and thoughtful way. In contrast, emotional instability breeds confusion and insecurity. Constant mood swings, outbursts, or passive-aggressive behavior can leave loved ones walking on eggshells, unsure of what to expect. Over time, this leads to frustration and emotional exhaustion, leaving both individuals feeling distant and misunderstood. The person who is emotionally unstable may also feel isolated or unsupported, which only further exacerbates the situation. Emotional stability, therefore, is not just a tool for conflict resolution, but also a key factor in building long-term trust, intimacy, and understanding in relationships. By fostering emotional balance, individuals can create relationships that are grounded in love, respect, and lasting connection. Understanding the triggers behind mood swings is a crucial step in preventing emotional upheaval from harming relationships. Mood swings often don't occur randomly. They are frequently caused by underlying issues such as stress, unmet needs, unresolved past traumas, physical exhaustion, or even chemical imbalances. Recognizing these triggers is not only key to emotional self-awareness, but also essential for maintaining a sense of stability in relationships. When a person is unaware of what causes their sudden emotional shifts, they may inadvertently put a strain on the people around them, leaving their loved ones feeling confused, hurt, or alienated. One common trigger for mood swings is stress. Whether it stems from work, financial pressures, family obligations, or personal challenges, stress can heighten emotional reactions. A person who is overwhelmed may snap at their partner over something trivial, even though the frustration is primarily due to the mounting pressures they face elsewhere. When stress becomes a constant in one's life, it's easy for the emotional energy to spill over into relationships, often causing arguments that have little to do with the immediate issue. Recognizing stress as a trigger allows a person to take proactive steps such as practicing mindfulness, engaging in physical activity, or seeking professional help to better manage the pressure and protect their relationships. Another significant trigger is unmet emotional needs. Often, mood swings occur when a person feels unsupported, ignored, or undervalued in their relationships. If someone feels emotionally neglected, they may become irritable or distant, lashing out, or withdrawing from their partner. This emotional withdrawal is often mistaken for something personal, when in reality, it may be a response to feeling emotionally starved or overlooked. In these cases, effective communication becomes essential. By openly discussing their emotional needs with their partner, an individual can prevent the buildup of frustration and bitterness that could lead to mood swings. Unresolved past trauma or painful experiences also play a substantial role in triggering mood swings. Individuals who have experienced past emotional or psychological wounds may find themselves reacting strongly to situations that remind them of those traumatic events. A seemingly harmless comment or action might trigger feelings of abandonment, betrayal, or fear, leading to a sudden emotional outburst. These reactions, while often subconscious, can create tension and hurt in relationships. Addressing past trauma with the help of a therapist or counselor can allow individuals to process their feelings and build healthier emotional patterns that don't affect their current relationships negatively. Physical exhaustion and poor health can also be overlooked triggers for mood swings. When a person is physically drained, their emotional resilience weakens, making them more susceptible to sudden outbursts or irritability. Lack of sleep, poor nutrition, and inadequate exercise can impair one's ability to cope with stress, making it more likely that small inconveniences or frustrations will lead to exaggerated emotional reaction. Acknowledging that physical well-being is directly linked to emotional health can help individuals take better care of their bodies, which in turn can lead to more stable emotional states. Hormonal changes or imbalances can also be a significant factor in mood swings. Whether due to age, menstruation, pregnancy, or medical conditions, changes in hormone levels can affect emotional regulation. For those experiencing hormonal fluctuations, mood swings may feel entirely out of their control. Understanding this natural biological process and learning coping strategies such as relaxation techniques or seeking medical advice can make it easier to manage these mood shifts without letting them negatively affect relationships. By understanding and identifying these triggers, individuals can take proactive steps to manage their emotions more effectively, whether through stress management, open communication about emotional needs, addressing past trauma, improving physical health, or seeking medical advice for hormonal imbalances. Recognizing what sets off mood swings enables people to take responsibility for their emotional responses. This awareness not only improves personal emotional well-being, but also strengthens relationships by preventing unnecessary conflicts and fostering mutual understanding. Mastering emotional intelligence is one of the most important tools for maintaining healthy and thriving relationships. Emotional intelligence refers to the ability to recognize, understand, manage, and influence one's own emotions, as well as the emotions of others. It's a skill that can make a profound difference in how we relate to the people around us, particularly in our closest relationships. By developing emotional intelligence, individuals can learn how to navigate difficult situations with grace, diffuse potential conflicts, and foster deeper connections built on understanding and empathy. The first step in mastering emotional intelligence is self-awareness. This involves the ability to recognize and understand your own emotional state in any given moment. Self-awareness allows you to identify when you're experiencing mood swings or heightened emotions, which can then serve as a cue to pause and reflect before reacting. For example, if you feel your temper rising, you can take a moment to assess why you're feeling this way. Is it due to stress, unmet expectations, or something someone said? Self-awareness helps you to be mindful of your emotional triggers and gives you the opportunity to take control of your reactions rather than being controlled by them. Once you develop self-awareness, the next crucial aspect of emotional intelligence is self-regulation. Self-regulation is the ability to manage your emotions in a way that prevents them from negatively affecting those around you. Instead of letting emotions take over and cause impulsive reactions, you learn to respond in a balanced, thoughtful way. For example, if you're feeling angry or frustrated, instead of lashing out, you might choose to take a break, breathe deeply, and give yourself time to cool down. Self-regulation also involves being able to delay gratification and not act on every emotional impulse, which helps in avoiding unnecessary conflicts and miscommunication. Empathy is another key component of emotional intelligence. It's the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. When you are empathetic, you're able to put yourself in the shoes of your partner, friend, or family member, which helps you to respond in a way that is supportive and understanding. Empathy also involves active listening, hearing what the other person is saying without jumping to conclusions, or planning your response while they're talking. By truly listening and trying to understand their emotions, you can address the issue at hand with more compassion and less defensiveness, which significantly improves communication and reduces misunderstandings. Effective communication is at the heart of emotional intelligence, particularly when it comes to managing conflicts in relationships. When you have emotional intelligence, You are able to express your feelings in a clear, respectful, and non-confrontational way. Instead of bottling up your emotions or reacting impulsively, you communicate your feelings and needs in a constructive manner. For example, if you're upset with someone, instead of accusing them or getting defensive, you might express your emotions by saying, "I felt hurt when." This opens the door for dialogue rather than escalating the conflict. Emotional intelligence allows for healthier, more productive communication that strengthens the relationship rather than causing unnecessary friction. Emotional intelligence helps in building and maintaining trust. When you consistently demonstrate emotional awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and effective communication, you create a stable emotional environment in your relationships. This stability fosters trust, as the other person knows they can rely on you to handle emotions maturely and respectfully. Trust is the foundation of any successful relationship, and emotional intelligence plays a key role in nurturing and sustaining it over time. Mastering emotional intelligence is not an overnight achievement. It requires ongoing practice and self-reflection. However, the impact it can have on your relationships is immeasurable. By learning to manage your own emotions and respond effectively to the emotions of others, you create an environment where communication flows smoothly, constructively, and emotional connections deepen. Emotional intelligence is a powerful tool for transforming relationships, preventing unnecessary emotional turmoil, and fostering a sense of mutual respect and understanding. The path to relationship strength lies in developing a deep understanding of how emotions impact interactions and learning to regulate them in ways that foster growth, trust, and deeper connections. When emotions are managed effectively, relationships flourish. When they are not, they suffer. Recognizing the importance of emotional balance and taking active steps to maintain it is key to ensuring long-lasting, fulfilling relationships. One of the most significant factors in achieving emotional stability in relationships is the willingness to learn and practice strategies that promote emotional health for both parties involved. By doing so, individuals can protect their relationships from the damaging effects of unchecked emotional responses. One of the first steps on this journey is to recognize that no one is perfect, and emotional ups and downs are a normal part of life. It's not about eliminating emotional reactions entirely, but learning how to respond to those emotions in ways that don't harm the relationship. This requires self-awareness, understanding one's emotional state, and recognizing when emotional reactions are driven by external factors such as stress, fatigue, or personal struggles. By identifying these triggers early on, individuals can avoid reacting impulsively and instead choose responses that preserve the emotional health of the relationship. A key strategy in maintaining emotional balance is practicing patience and developing resilience. Relationships will inevitably face challenges, and emotional turbulence can be a natural part of those moments. However, how we handle those difficult emotions can determine whether the relationship becomes stronger or weaker. Patience allows individuals to take a step back, process their feelings, and approach difficult situations with a clearer, calmer mind. It also fosters an environment of support, as it demonstrates to the other person that their feelings and needs are important and deserve to be understood, even in challenging moments. Another critical step is learning how to communicate effectively, especially when emotions are running high. Communication is the bridge that connects emotional understanding to resolution. When emotions surge, it's easy to fall into defensive or aggressive communication styles, which can escalate conflicts and deepen misunderstandings. However, by learning to communicate from a place of vulnerability and openness, Individuals can express their emotions without accusing or attacking the other person. For example, instead of saying, "You always ignore me," one could express their feelings by saying, "I feel neglected when I don't hear from you." This approach invites understanding and dialogue rather than creating a defensive stance that can lead to further conflict. Maintaining emotional balance in relationships involves recognizing the importance of self-care. Taking care of one's physical, mental, and emotional well-being is essential to sustaining emotional health. When individuals neglect their own self-care, they may find themselves emotionally drained, irritable, or overly sensitive, making it more difficult to maintain a healthy relationship. Regular physical activity, mindfulness practices, adequate rest, and engaging in activities that bring joy and fulfillment can help keep emotional well-being in check. When individuals are emotionally healthy on their own, they are more likely to contribute positively to their relationships and avoid overreacting to emotional triggers. Another powerful tool in maintaining emotional balance is setting healthy boundaries. Often, mood swings and emotional turbulence arise when personal boundaries are crossed or not respected. Without clear boundaries, individuals may feel overwhelmed, misunderstood, or taken advantage of, leading to emotional outbursts. Setting boundaries allows each person to protect their emotional space and communicate their needs in a healthy way. By maintaining respectful boundaries, both individuals in a relationship are more likely to feel valued, understood, and supported, which in turn fosters emotional security and reduces the risk of mood swings that can harm the relationship. Understanding that emotional resilience and balance require continuous effort and practice is essential. Relationships evolve over time, and so too do the emotional needs of each individual. The ability to adapt and grow emotionally is an ongoing process that involves learning from past experiences, being open to self-improvement, and embracing change. Emotional balance is not a one-time achievement, but rather a lifelong commitment to developing the emotional tools necessary to navigate the complexities of life and relationships. This journey involves regular reflection, open communication, and the willingness to make adjustments to maintain emotional health and connection. By embracing these strategies, individuals can build relationships that are not only resilient in the face of adversity, but are also more fulfilling and supportive. Emotional balance is the key to fostering mutual respect, understanding, and growth in relationships. When both partners are committed to maintaining emotional stability, they create an environment in which love, trust, and connection can thrive. Instead of letting mood swings secretly erode the foundation of a relationship, individuals can take control of their emotional responses, communicate openly, set boundaries, and cultivate emotional resilience, ensuring their relationships are strong, enduring, and healthy. As we've seen, understanding and managing your emotions is key to preserving the strength and depth of your relationships. By becoming more aware of your triggers and practicing emotional balance, you can foster trust, communication, and lasting connection. Remember, the power to protect your relationships lies in your ability to navigate emotions with care and understanding.